I'm Katherine and welcome to my channel Soverton Makery, or welcome back if you're one of my lovely subscribers. I know I've been missing in action. I've been away for quite a while. The summer holidays have just been manic, so yeah, I haven't had time for filming, but this is a video that I have needed to make because I've been very lucky and had the opportunity to do a guest vlog post, not a blog post, a vlog post for the fabulous Felicity Fabrics. So this is why I'm hopping on quickly to do this video, and I will have a catch up with you all in a couple of weeks time and update you what's been going on in my life. But this video is dedicated to Felicity Fabrics for my vlog post. So let's start at the beginning. So Caroline and Fliss were wonderful and put a post out, I think it was at the beginning of the year, on Instagram, and asked if there was anybody that would be interested in doing a blog post or a vlog post for their shop as a guest. And I obviously said yes please, and put my name down, and then they emailed everybody that they had chosen to do a vlog post or blog for them, and I was one of the lucky ones. So before I go any further though, I must say a big thank you, because I was actually meant to be doing July's blog or vlog as their guest, but sadly I just ran out of time. And Caroline and Fliss are wonderful and got in touch with the brilliant Adele, who is Mama Loves Sewing on Instagram. I will put her handle down below so you can go and follow her. And Adele had luckily been ridiculously efficient. Now, she was meant to be in August and I was in July, but Adele had already made her amazing jacket and top, and I think she made trousers as well, which is amazing. She definitely made a jacket and a top, and they were fabulous in a beautiful linen, I think, and it had a lovely coordinated lining with the top that she made. It was fabulous, so do go and check her out. But I'm very, very lucky that Adele jumped in at the last minute, because I just completely ran out of time. So yeah, a big thank you to Adele, and a big thank you to Caroline and Fliss for being flexible. So yeah, so we have swapped, so I am now doing August. So I was very lucky, and I had lots of conversations with Caroline and Fliss about the different fabrics that I could possibly use. I knew exactly what I wanted to make, so we were having conversations about what different fabrics would work, and in the end we went for this lovely fabric. Now, I thought today, I was chatting to my mum about this, and I said, do you think I should wear what I've made, or shall I just have it on a hanger? And Mum and I decided it would be better to have it on a hanger so I can point things out. So I hope that you find that more useful. I am going to put in at some point some pictures and some videos so that you can see what the dress looks like and get a really good idea of the fabric and the pattern. But yeah, I decided I would not wear it for the video, so I hope that's useful. Let me know your thoughts on that. So yeah, the fabric was this fabulous, let's hope you can see it. I'm going to bring it in close so you can see, and it's a crinkle viscose with some polyester in it as well, in this fabulous, very deep pink, almost purple colour, which I absolutely love. I've got a bit of a thing for this colour at the moment. And yeah, it's a really interesting fabric actually. It's got, if I can hold it up to you, it's got some stretch to it. Don't know if I'm showing you that very well. And it's like it's almost sheared, the fabric. So yeah, it's a really interesting fabric to work with, and I knew that I wanted to make the Deer and Doe Myosotis dress. I'll put in a line drawing over here. Now, the Deer and Doe Myosotis dress comes in sizes, let me check I've got this right, 34 to 52, and it's a PDF only pattern now. I actually bought it when it was a paper pattern, but they've stopped producing paper patterns now, and you can only get them through PDF. So yeah, their sizes, yeah, go from 34 to 52. I will put the measurements down below. It's not the most size inclusive pattern, and I don't know whether they're looking to widen their sizes, widen their size range. I hope that they are, because it doesn't go up to the size range that say 5-Day Pattern Company do. So it'd be interesting to see if Deer and Doe do catch up and expand their size range as well. But yeah. What else was I going to say? So yeah, I went for the Deer and Doe Myosotis. I have made this dress twice before already. I've made a long sleeve one that I did with my friend Alex for our, oh, what was this challenge called? Oh, I'm having a moment. Swap, Share, Sew challenge. It was run in, I think it was 2019, 2020. I can't remember. It was a while ago now. And yeah, Alex and I did that. Maybe it was 2020. Yeah, I think it was 2020. Alex and I became friends on that, and that's when I made the Deodomycetes. I'd also made one before in a lovely viscose, and that was just a short sleeve version. So yeah, I knew I wanted to make a Deodomycetes. I love the pattern. I hadn't made one for a couple of years. So yeah, I decided to make it, and I made it obviously in this wonderful fabric. I'm really, really pleased with it. It was quite an interesting sew actually. The fabric has quite a lot of bounce to it. So I found when I was sewing it, yeah, I really had to sort of try and control it a little bit. I think it's where it's got this shearing, and it was just a little bit bouncy is the best word I can describe it. So yeah, there were some moments where I thought, oh no, I just got to really watch how this goes under the foot. But yeah, it was really fun to sew, and actually it is interesting that it doesn't crease very much. I'm assuming it's the polyester content in there. And I've washed this and not ironed it, and it's pretty amazing. It looks fantastic. It doesn't look like it needs an iron. It looks like, yeah, it has just been pressed beautifully, but actually it's been in the wash and not had an iron, and look at it, it looks amazing. So yeah, that's one good thing. Although that did mean that actually sometimes pressing it was quite tricky, and I did find when I did press it, it sort of shrunk slightly, and I guess that's because of the shearing in it. Because obviously when you do shearing, when you're putting the elastic in, often when you put lots of steam on it, it will shrink it up a bit more, and I wonder if that's what was happening when I was pressing this fabric. It's quite interesting. So, but I did manage to press the darts and everything okay. I was just a bit gentle with the iron. I didn't use too much heat or too much steam. I was just quite delicate with the pressing. So yeah, let me go on to any adjustments that I made. So I made a size 38, which was the pattern sizes that fitted me. I think my hips might have been slightly outside of that size range, but actually it has so much ease on the hips, I wasn't worried. So yeah, I wanted to focus on it fitting on the bust and the waist. And I did make a couple of adjustments from the first one that I made. So I made a narrow shoulder adjustment of 1.5 centimeters. And I also adjusted the neckline slightly. So on my first one, I found this neckline quite low. So what I did is I altered the pattern slightly at the front, and I got a picture of what I've done to the pattern, and I'll make sure I put that in. But all I did was just so the neckline sort of came down here before, and I just raised it up and then took it out to the line that it was at before. And I feel that works really well. And it just means my button here is just slightly higher than it should have been on the pattern. So yeah, there are the adjustments that I've made. Didn't make any adjustments to the length, so you'll be able to see on me what length it is, bearing in mind I'm 5 foot and only half an inch. It isn't the longest dress in the world, so if you were a lot taller and you didn't want it to be much higher above the knee, then it could possibly end up being quite short, I think. So yeah, but I haven't had to lengthen it at all or shorten it. I'm really happy with the length actually. It's just above the knee on me, and I think that's perfect. So what did I do? I did the option with the ruffled tier on the bottom. You can do it with just a one-tiered skirt, which is gathered into the waist, but I did the one with the ruffled tier on the bottom, which I've done on all my other ones. And I was going to do, there's a ruffle hem option, but I decided not to do it in the end. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about the big ruffly sleeve, and actually I find them a bit of a pain in cardigans, so yeah, that's why I didn't go for that one. So yeah, I'm really pleased that I went for this option. I was going to talk about oh yeah, the sleeves. When you put the sleeves in, you don't have to do any gathering on this pattern, and yeah, they just go in perfect every time. So yeah, I'll show you the sleeves. Look, there's no puckers, they just go in perfectly every time. And actually this fabric was great for putting in the sleeves. I wonder if maybe because it has that little bit of stretch and give, they did go in really, really easily. So yeah, it's quite a handy fabric to have for the sleeves, definitely. What else was I going to say? Oh yes, so this is one thing that frustrates me every time. Doesn't matter how careful I am, I always seem to end up putting a seam the wrong way and sewing it. Can't be bothered to unpick it. But one of my darts, I think it was on the back. So you're meant to press your darts to the centre on the back. And when I was sewing on the waistline with the skirt section at the back, one of my darts flipped over. It just happens every time. There's always one bit that I will accidentally get a seam line or a dart the wrong way. Can I be bothered to unpick it? No. And by the time I'd realised, I actually was overlocking it. So yeah, that has not been sorted. But I don't think you can really tell. I think it's fine. What else was I going to say? Oh yes, I was going to tell you about how I gathered the skirts on. Now, I'm not sure about you, but gathering isn't my favourite job in sewing. There are loads of different ways you can do it. You can do the traditional method, which is where you sew a couple of rows of gathering stitches on a long length and then pull them. I've tried that. I've also tried the elastic method, which I do really like, which is where you zigzag elastic that measures the shorter section, so whatever you're gathering into, and you sew that at quarter points and stretch it so that you can get the skirt or the bit you're gathering into it, and then the elastic just naturally gathers it, and then you attach it. But then you do have to unpick the elastic, and I just find that a bit of a bore. I think when I was doing my Lyra dress last time, I was unpicking elastic and I was thinking, why did I do this option? But it does give lovely even gathers, so it's a tricky one. But I actually went for the cord gathering method, which is where, I'm not sure if I put a picture in, but I'm sure that there is a tutorial. I'm sure it is, I think it's Closet Cord, do a tutorial on it, where you zigzag over a piece of really thin cord. So this could be really thin piping cord, or some maybe blind cord. That's actually what I use, or just a very thin piece of cord of some kind, and only sort of 2mm max width, and yeah, you zigzag over it with quite a wide zigzag within your seam allowance. So I did that at 1 centimetre because this has a 1.5 centimetre seam allowance. And then once you've done that over the bit you're gathering, you then draw it in and get it to the width that you're gathering into. Then you sew it on at your seam allowance, which is 1.5 for this. And then once you have sewn it up, you just pull the cord out of the zigzagging. And because the zigzag stitches are within your seam allowance, you don't have to unpick them. And then you just overlock your edges as you would normally. So I think that is my preferred method of gathering. Let me know if you have any other ways of gathering, but that's what I did for this dress. And it worked really well with this fabric. Yeah, it gathered beautifully. I think it has actually quite a lovely effect on the gathers, having all these crinkles in it too. And actually, when I was at my last meet and stitch, I was talking to the lovely Tina, and she came over and she said, oh, is this a double gauze? And I said, no, but it does really look like a double gauze. And I was telling her about the gathering method, and she hadn't heard of it before. So yeah, if you haven't tried it, give it a whirl. But yeah, what else was I going to tell you? Sorry, I'm looking at my book. I thought otherwise I will forget what I've got to tell you. Oh yes, I was going to tell you about these buttons. So I used these lovely buttons, which are Pigeon Wishes buttons. Can't say that very quickly. Pigeon Wishes buttons. And they've got these lovely colours in them, but I thought they go really well with this fabric. They blend in, but also they stand out a little bit. And I got these from Sew Me Sunshine a little while ago. But I'm really pleased with it. And I also put in a label, of course I did, which says I'm proud as punch. So yes, I think that's about all I've got to say. Apart from a big thank you to Caroline and Fliss at Felicity Fabrics for asking me to do a vlog post, and thank you for being so flexible, and thank you to Adele again from Mama Loves Sewing for being flexible and jumping in at the last minute. It's been really lovely to sew up this lovely fabric. If you would like to go and get some of this fabric, please do go and check out the Felicity Fabrics website. They have definitely got some of this on there right now. I would really recommend actually using this fabric. It is washed really well. I love the effect of it. Look, it's almost looking like a double gauze, and it's being sheared. It's really comfortable to wear, I think, because it's got that sort of sheared effect in it. It's obviously quite stretchy and has a lot of give, which is lovely and comfortable, and it's lovely and breezy and cool to wear in the summer. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it, and it's sewed up beautifully. So yeah, I hope you like the Dear and Don't Myosotis. Let me know if you have made one. Let me know if you have used a fabric like this as well. It's really interesting. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing what I've made for Felicity Fabrics and their blog post. I'll make sure I put in some little videos and some pictures so that you can see what it looks like on me. But I will be back very soon, and I hope you enjoyed that, and happy sewing. Bye.